Um, interesting you bring up the New York thing, and I want to get to that first because I do want to talk about the Clippers. I know we've touched on it before, both on this podcast and on previous podcasts on Ringer and on Yahoo. But your time in New York, first year you played 39 games for Lenny Wilkens, and then finished the season with Herb Williams, 42 games with him. Then you had one season with Larry Brown, two seasons with Isaiah Thomas, and then 11 games with Mike D'Antoni. So which of those seasons, what's your favorite? That's an incredible run of coach. I mean, I'm glad the Knicks have normalized a little bit, but that is just as good of a stretch for the Knicks as you can get.
Oh my gosh. I would say the first year with Lenny, because people don't know this, but Stephon Marbury and myself at that time were the second leading backcourt scoring wise in the league behind only Gilbert and Larry Hughes. And at that time, I hurt my toe in January. And up until January, we were number one in the division, which means we were going to go to the playoffs. Like, I think the winner at that time got like an automatic bid. And so that first year in New York, and it was like my introduction to the city. JJ, I was playing matinee games in the Garden at 12 p.m. The game's over at 3. I would go play outside on the court at a local playground, West 57th Street, whatever it was, and go ask those guys, what moves you want me to do in the game? Then I go back the next game and do them in the Garden. So I was so entrenched in New York. It was like they thought I was from there. Like, they absolutely took to me. I took to them. And now that I'm going back and forth there working some, like, I miss it at times. So those two places for sure.
Can you tell the Jay-Z Rucker Park story?
So it kind of goes back a little bit, but I'll try to make it quick. I got so tight with Michael Jordan that I asked him to introduce me to Jay-Z, right? He's like, you know me, Jay-Z? I'm like, yeah. He makes a connection worldwide west, who's now with the Knicks, introduced me to Jay-Z. We get tight. Jay-Z starts coming to watch when we're playing together, et cetera, et cetera. Fast forward, we stay in contact. I'm actually in studio with Jay-Z for his portion of the Best of Both Worlds in Chicago. So we're getting tight. He calls me after my third year in Chicago, and he's like, or during the third, he's like, this summer I need you to come to Rucker. I'm like, all right. He's like, I need you to come play. I said, cool, I'll be there. He said, but we cannot lose. I said, all right, cool. Can I bring Eddie Curry? He said, yeah, bring it. So I'll never forget, we go meet him at 4040. We get on the bus. This was like S. Carter shoe was kicking off. So we had like this big tour bus. It was all laid out. And my first game at Rucker, I was kind of nervous, but I settled in. I threw it off the backboard and dunked. The crowd went crazy. And I was like, they don't give me a nickname yet. In the second game, it was True Essence. They finally gave me a nickname. Jay-Z, our relationship took off. And when he got S. Carter the basketball shoe, he called him like, yo, I want you to wear it. I'm like, done. And Reebok's like, no, try it out. I'm like, well, I'm wearing this shoe. I don't care what you guys say. This is Jay-Z. And then we just, took off from there and known him ever since. Really cool friend.
What's the origin or the backstory behind the off the backboard pass that you did while in a Knick uniform? Was that improv? Did you have it in your mind? After the Rucker thing, were you like, I got to figure out a way to do this in an NBA game?
Yes. So, JJ, I improv, but there's certain things like for example, the pass to Blake, that lob to myself, I had that in my head since I was 8 years old. I'm like, I'm going to do it in high school. It never happened. Okay, I'm going to do it at Michigan for sure. We played Duke. I'm going to do it. Everybody's watching. Never happened. I'm going to do it with Tyson Chandler, Eddie Curry. Me and Blake talked about that play one time in September when we got together. I said, fast forward to March. We never practiced it. It happens. So that play with off the backboard, I was always like, okay, I'm doing this in an NBA game. I did the Rucker. I have to do it in the Garden. And I did in the Garden. If you watch Stephon Marbury, he was a superstar at this time, jumping up and down like a kid. Like, I don't believe you just did this in the Garden, and people lost it. Yeah, that was one of those plays for sure. That's like a magical play for me personally.